Hi guys, in today's video, I just have a video which I have been putting off for quite a while now, and I've struggled to film for quite a long time and I've put it off, but yeah, so I feel like it needs to be addressed. So in today's video, I just had a video on why Fergus is alone. Now, everybody who knows me knows I am not a fan of guinea pigs on their own, and when I lost, so when I've had pairs before and everyone's passed away, I will literally go out and go get that guinea pig a friend the next day. Just that guinea pig isn't on its own, which, yes, which isn't the easiest thing for me, obviously, because I would like to grieve, but obviously I'm thinking of my animal down in that situation. So before I got Fergus, I only had 2 guinea pigs at a time. It just worked out better for me, personally. And at the time I had Albert and Archie, and I'd had Albert and Archie for, I believe, 2 months, 3 months maybe. And I saw this teddy guinea pig in Pets at Home adoption. Now, I was thinking about getting 2 more guinea pigs, but I was thinking about getting a pair of Peruvians, because anybody who knows me, especially Em's Little Pet Shed, knows how much I love Peruvians. And yes, so then I saw this little guy, and he was being adopted on his own. I see guinea pigs going up for adoption all the time on their own, but typically in the Pets Home he's from, they do advise you to get them friends. So with this boy, they wanted him to go completely on his own. They were iffy over me even having him in the same house as my other boys, because apparently he's that aggressive. So yeah. So then I kind of argued my way through getting him when it came to Pets at Home. I went through the managers, so I had to fight to get this little guy. And basically he took out a chunk of another guinea pig's eye and a chunk out of another guinea pig's ear, and he was only 13 weeks old, so yes. So then he was always very human orientated. He still is this very day. I remember when I first saw him, he was just popcorn around the cage like an idiot. So yeah, and he was completely on his own. So basically, then what have you got on your bum? So then I brought him home. He was super happy, actually, to be fair, because just being 2 foot away from Albert and Archie is the closest he's ever been to other pigs before I got him in a good few weeks. So he was super happy. And the problems kind of started when I got Freddie and Teddy, my other pair of boars, back in December. So Albert and Archie prefer Freddie and Teddy, so as soon as they came, even to this very day, they started to ignore Fergus, which is obviously not the nicest of things. So Fergus kind of went through this little phase of being a bit depressed because they were ignoring him. And I can't remember who suggested this to me, but they were like, have you tried him, even if it was just for a few hours a day, next to Freddie and Teddy? And I did try and bond them all back in January. Freddie, Teddy, Albert and Archie all really get on, and they bonded. If you guys see pics on Instagram, they are really close. They will eat together, they cuddle up together, they really love each other. And then Fergus went into the mix, and he was very aggressive, and him and Albert got into it, him and Freddie nearly got into it. As soon as I took Fergus away, the other boys went back to cuddling. So yes, so recently, before they started going out every single day when they were just going out on the odd occasion, he was always next to Albert and Archie. They would pay him some attention. It was more him interested in them. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to try him next to Freddie and Teddy. Him and Teddy really seem to get on through the bars. I don't know without the bars, because Teddy is a little bit scared of him without the bars. And that was back in January, so don't know whether he still is, but so him and Teddy really seem to get on. Him and Freddie likes to copy Fergus. He really kind of looks up to Fergus, if that makes any sense. And since actually having him next to Fergus, Freddie has become a lot more human orientated, a lot more confident. So that's at least something. But that really perked him up. So then I decided then to basically have my old Alaska cage, which is not big enough for a guinea pig to live in permanently. I hate it. I don't even really like it for the hamsters, but Fergus would go in there for maybe 2-3 hours a day to be next to Freddie and Teddy, and that really perked him up to the point where before they were going out every single day, he would go upstairs and spend a good 7 hours a day next to Freddie and Teddy, and he was popcorning, he was super happy, they were super happy, they were popcorning. It really, really worked out. So he's not completely on his own. He does have next door contact, and when he's not next to them, he's in the same room as Albert and Archie, or they're all out on the grass next to each other. And if you guys have also seen on Instagram, even YouTube, they are really close to each other, so it's not like he's completely away from them. So yeah, so he's not completely alone. He does live in a house with other pigs, and I do have a rescue who I actually contacted about 3 weeks ago now, when he was starting to show signs of being depressed before I started him next door, but before he started seeing the other boys every single day in the runs next door, where they suggested getting him a spayed sow because obviously the neutering surgery is a risk. It's a risk with every anaesthetic with guinea pigs. They don't tend to handle it very well, some don't. And a friend of mine actually lost a guinea pig who was completely healthy, passed all blood tests. He was really, really good, and he just died an hour after having the surgery. We don't know why, and that was with an exotic specialist. So, yes, that kind of put me off with Fergus. But she has spayed sows, and she does spay some of her sows just to kind of help prevent ovarian cysts. So if Fergus ever shows me signs of not being happy next door to the other boys, that is something I'm going to look into. And even with my current boars, I have plans where once they pass, I do want a group of girls. So I am potentially planning on, even though she's 4 hours away, and I have to pay for her transport and all that stuff, and the guinea pigs to come up here, I'm potentially planning on bonding them with my boys, obviously in separate groups if anything does happen. Or I might try and bond Fergus in with them. There's obviously different options. As male guinea pigs age, they do calm down. So yeah. So hopefully that might happen as he gets older. I don't know. But yeah, he's just a pain in the backside, to be fair. I am hoping that him and Teddy bond if anything happens to Freddie. Because Teddy is just super, super chilled and probably will put up with him, to be fair. So yeah, and I hope I don't get no hate for this video, but yeah. And if you guys see Fergus's cage, Fergus is that sort of guinea pig where he does need to be kept occupied a lot more, per se, than the other pigs. Like, his toys are changed every 2 days just to keep him preoccupied in life, because he gets quite bored quite quick. So yeah. And he's also fully litter trained. I don't know if that's because he doesn't really need to scent mark for him a lot. But yeah, as you guys can see, he's super human orientated. And we kind of do similar. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Lady Pigford. She's lovely. But yeah, she has 3 solo boys. They still get to go see other pigs. They're just not right next to them. They're just not, together, sorry. And we kind of try and create that for him, really, just so he has as close to interaction as physically possible. But with boys, if you do have any boys who are like Fergus, who are just a bit naughty, I personally would recommend getting them a next door friend or getting them a run friend, so that when they're potentially they can go together in the runs, because I know some boars who are just pains in the backside together, but in the runs they just don't care. So yeah, I'm trying to get Fergus to that point with at least some of my boys. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.